Hello, everybody, and welcome to round two. It's another book haul, and I'm trying to do these book hauls so that I can clean up the books and so that I can move them around instead of having them just stacked up on my floor. So I thought I would go ahead and do another one. And if I look a little shiny, it's because it's like super hot over in this little corner. Okay, so anyway, to the book haul. These, I do believe, are mostly romance. I do think there might be a couple that aren't, but for the most part, they're romance. And so I have Barbara Cartland, Secret Harbor. And I really like this cover. It's pretty cool. Nothing on the back, so I couldn't tell you what it's about. It's from 1981. So, here we go. Got Barbara Cartland. Then I have a Harlequin super romance called Only in the Moonlight by Vicki Lewis Thompson. It's kind of an interesting cover. It's got the fake step back. I don't like fake ones. It's got this on the back. And it says, "A lover or liar." The note typed on plain bond paper and addressed to the author contained a single quote from her latest book. She searched frantically for a way to save her child, knowing it would be hopeless to try. It says Danny Goldwyn was the author's only child, but Danny had no time to worry about her mother's fan mail. Okay, so that sounds like it could be, like, really interesting. And I have, this one here's got a weird little dent up there. Okay. It's a Harlequin intrigue. It's a Spalding and Darren mystery, which I think that's kind of interesting, that it's like, must be part of a series that's within the intrigue. This is All Fall Down by Robin Francis, and it's number 171. So this is one that's a little bit older. You can also tell that it's one of the older ones because of the color. Yeah, this one's from 1991. And it says, "A ring around the rosy, we all fall down. It's a childhood game made all too real." There's that. And I have a Harlequin Temptation, number 281. I Do Again by Karen Rafferty. Says, "A divorce made in heaven." Okay. We'll see. Then I have Jude Devereux's The Conquest. I've been trying to collect a lot of the Jude Devereux books if I can find them, and this one says, "Wild and beautiful, she was a woman like no other, a prize only one man could claim." And that looks like a castle of some sort. It's really whited out, so it's kind of hard to see, but it looks cool. Then I have a Harlequin Regency romance, and this one is Revenge of the Duchess. I really liked that title. Sarah Orwig is the author. And it says, "Debtor's prison or a loveless marriage." So it looks like this is going to be probably a marriage of convenience. And I really like marriage of convenience. I will not lie. Might be one of my favorite tropes. This one is from 1984. And this is a Silhouette Special Edition. It's Captive of Fate, Lindsay McKenna. And look at that. I couldn't have got a better deal. It was 10 cents. Who sells books for just 10 cents? I mean, I like it, but that was just crazy. But I am not complaining. Captive of Fate. Elena went to Costa Rica to meet Colonel Matt Breckenridge, with all the wrong motives. I don't know. I'm kind of intrigued. How about you? We have The Unexpected Husband, Lindsay Armstrong. It's Harlequin Presents, number 2156. It says, an outback marriage. So, it's an Australian one. I'm even more intrigued. I like books that are set in Australia. This one's from 2000. And we got That Wild Stallion. It's a Silhouette Special Edition by Shirley Larson. It's got a really nice cover. I like that. This is number 1109. It says, That McAllister Man. As far back as Cowhand, Elizabeth Grant remembered, Travis McAllister has made her heart pound like a wild thing in her chest. And this is part of the Montana Mavericks. And it says, What Happened at the Wedding? And that is not even the title of the book. That's just what it says on the Montana Mavericks. And it says, Betting on the Maverick. It's a special edition Harlequin by Cindy Kurt. And this one is number 2432. Definitely looks like it's a bit newer. Yep, 2015. So, it's pretty. Have Invisible Wife by Jane Arbor. It's a Harlequin romance, number 2467. It's definitely got an interesting setting. It says, Vince was a master of lost art. And I don't know where this takes place, but it looks almost like Italy or something. I don't know. But I'm curious anyway. We have A Candlelight Ecstasy Supreme. And this is Bright Flame Distant Star by Blair Cameron. I think that was the wrong choice on the author's color here for the name, because I almost couldn't read that. You can't even read it. Yeah, wrong color choice. But it's an interesting cover. It's two different couples, so I'm curious about that. And it says, did she look a likely candidate for a summer fling? In fact, she was a candidate for the bar. A beautiful young widow, Melissa Bennett, intends to become her father-in-law's corporate attorney and return to make her home with him and her little daughter in Alaska. Ooh, Alaska. I'm down for an Alaskan book. Then I have a Harlequin romance, number 2170, and it's Heart of the Eagle by Elizabeth Graham. And it says, Some things can never be forgotten. There's another one of these 10-cent books. It's The Love Lush. And I got this because it reminded me of one of those, like, really old, like, naughty book type things that they had from, like, the 50s or something. It's a, yeah, the first printing was in 1956, yeah. It says, take down this number. Is that all? That's all. When you phone, someone will come. How do I know they will when they call? The crucial point with a love lush is the same as with an alcoholic lush. You'll know when it's getting too much to handle. There's the back. And yeah. It's by Vivian Connell. So there we go. And this is A Mystic Rose by, I believe that is Patricia Gallagher. The sticker's over the author's name, so it's kind of hard to tell. Yes, Patricia Gallagher. And it says, the sweeping romance of rapture, triumph, and passion ablaze. There we go. It's interesting back with the flower and the picture inside the flower. It's kind of cool. I guess it's the same here too. It's got the flower with the picture. That's interesting. Then we have Seen and Not Heard by Anne Stewart. I have read one Anne Stewart book, and I thought it was just okay, but I was kind of curious. This looks like maybe a romantic suspense, and that looks like a really scary looking mine of some sort. I'm not sure. In Paris that spring, rain darkened the sky, and whenever it rains, the killing began. So maybe it is a romantic suspense. Then that sounds really cool. So I am curious. And it's here it is. Says it's a pocketbook suspense. There we go. I have another Harlequin romance. This is Suspicion by Joe Sullivan. I really like these like fall type color like combinations that they did on some of these older Harlequin romances. This is number 2544. It says, Kate was angry and confused. I'm putting the not romances off to the side, and I'll do them afterwards, in case you're wondering. And I have Gambler's Woman by Jane Ann Krentz. And it says, a classic story of the game of love from New York Times bestselling author. So, oh, and this one says writing as Stephanie James. So she must have wrote this maybe first as Stephanie James, maybe. To win big, she'd have to risk it all. Then we have Seacliff Nurse by Peggy O'More. It's got like a dirty little spot right there on the, right there. To see if I can get that off, hopefully. But it says this is a larger type, no glare paper edition. Is it glaring? And this says, A Heart in Doubt. What happens when the nurse is caught between true love for a noble doctor and loyalty to her own father? There we go. Oh, really bright. Sorry. It says Easy Eye. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen one like that. And oh, this is a Magnum book. Okay. I have had a couple of Magnum books. I don't think I've had a Easy Eye larger type no glare paper edition, but that's cool. We have a Harlequin Intrigue. It is Evidence of Passion by Cynthia Eden, and it looks like it's part of the Shadow Agents Guts and Glory series. And this is number 1510. Says friends become endangered lovers in the New York's best-selling author Cynthia Eden Shadow Agents Guts and Glory miniseries. Okay, so it's a miniseries. And then we have Stranger in My Heart by Helen Sinclair. This one says, a saga of desperate love, fierce pride, and sweet forbidden pleasure. So she came from the straight-laced north to a land of seething passion. So, there we go. And have An Obsession with Honor by Andrea Kent and Betty McNichols. And it says, amid piracy and war, she dared all for her country and love. That. It's got the picture small over here. Have Gloria Dale Skinner's Hellion. And it's a Pocket Star book. It says, let's see. Taught by her 3 older brothers, Rosalind Latimer can outride, outshoot, outsmart any man. So, I'm really intrigued. And this is, oh, there was a movie about this one. Okay. So it says it's Pony Express by Donald Clayton Porter. And it says it's in a time of rough riding men and courageous women. No greater adventure would come thundering across the frontier than the Pony Express. So there's that. I'm not quite sure if it's romance, but it looks romance, so that's why I left it in there. I'm getting closer to the end, I think. Yeah. And I really wish they wouldn't put these stickers right in the middle. Here's a Silhouette Nocturne, and I don't see very many of these out in the wild, the Silhouette Nocturne, so I had to grab it. It's Merlin Lovelace the Protector, and I guess it's a Time Raider series, so I don't know what that's about, but it says danger. Max Brody's body tingles with it when he meets Cassandra Jones, the mission specialist with whom he'll jump back to 7th century China. Okay, well, they are time travelers. That is kind of interesting. And then I have Mary Stewart's The Ivy Tree. I was real lucky to find Mary Stewart out in the wild because I have never, this is the first time I've ever seen one of her books out there. And so I thought that was pretty cool. And it says, a young woman impersonates an heiress as a lark and finds herself the target of revenge. So that sounds really cool. So then I have these 3 here that are not necessarily, they might be romantic suspense, I wasn't sure, or they could just be suspense, I wasn't sure, but we have Tame a Spider by Michael Hammond, and it says a novel of harrowing suspense. First he loved her, then he lost her, now he's coming to kill her. I am intrigued already. And then we have Facemaker by William Katz. And that one definitely looks kind of more on like the horror side. Says he is a master with a knife. So, I am definitely curious about this one. And then I've been kind of collecting these executioner books when I can find them. I have a few that I have gotten some places. There's like a ton of them. And I kind of remember reading some when I was younger. Because like some of the covers look a little bit familiar. This is like number 129. So like there's a ton of executioners. But it's the Haitian Hit. And so it's more like, I think, like, what is the word I am looking for? It's not necessarily, I don't think, military. It's mercenary. That's it. I'm thinking that maybe that's what this is. If you have read this, let me know, because it's been a long time since I've seen any of these. Its feature is Mac Bolan. And this is the world's most desperate country faces its most desperate hour. And it's by Don Pendleton. And it's just the Executioner series that features Mac Bolan and then the Haitian Hit. And I am really curious about this series. I think I have like the earliest in the series I have of this is like number 4. So I thought that was pretty cool. I almost got to the beginning, but yeah, number 129. So somebody liked these books because there's a lot of them. And anyway, that is everything that I have for this book haul. And so, like I said, this is round 2. I will have another round coming soonish, because my goal is to clean up my floor over here that has all the books and stuff, so I can figure out what to do with them. Definitely need to get the bookshelf built. I have an idea of what I want to do. I have to just see about getting it done. But we'll see. Wood is kind of expensive, and I like building my own bookshelves. Like this, me and my dad built this bookshelf and everything. Because that way I can just measure how big my wall is, and I can just build it like fits the wall, and I really like that. So I do want to get to that soon-ish. We'll see. Anyway, have you read any of these authors? Have you read any of these books? Did any of them kind of make you curious whenever I read like the little bitty snippet? I kind of like just reading a little bitty snippet to kind of tantalize you a little bit and see what you think about it. Because if I read the whole backside of all of these, we would be here longer than we are right now. Way longer, because I'm not very good at reading the back, as you can already tell by me just reading the snippets. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.